You know what? I've enjoyed these so much. I'm trying to get relaxed in a relaxed position. So you're going to see the underside of my chin a lot. I wanted to do one on Star Wars because I never did do a video where I get to explain why I like certain Star Wars movies and I don't. And I haven't seen a lot of the shows. I haven't seen Clone Wars. I've pretty much stuck to the canon. And I understand some of these shows like the Mando is really good. But I'm going to stick to the movies. It's the only way I could get everything on screen. So, I'll explain to you why I rank these movies the way I do. There's always a rationale. So we'll start with the OG. The OG Star Wars culturally had an impact that is absolutely unreal. As a movie, it's really good, but to me, it's a little slower in the pacing, but this is way before they figured out, like, the blockbuster was relatively new. I think Jaws was the first blockbuster, so it's only been a couple of years since Jaws. So, I know culturally it's very important. I do like the movie. It's a simpler movie with a slower pace. It takes its time. Personally, I put it A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, we'll put it there. I know it's got more cultural relevance than I'm giving it credit for, but you know what? Let's put it up there. That's fine. Very solid movie, solid acting, solid everything. It just fucking changed a generation of kids. Like, it literally is a phenomenal movie. Don't really need to say that much about it. Next is not Jedi. Where's Empire? The Empire is literally the best Star Wars movie ever made, and it is the template. Like, the MCU has a hand cut off in almost every single movie based on, because the whole Hoth thing was amazing. The rebels are getting their dicks ripped off, and the Empire is up their ass. Like, why I like these movies is, if you really think about it, the Millennium Falcon is being chased 99% of the... They almost never fight because the Empire is so fucking savage. They don't have time to fight. They could just get away. That's all they can do. This movie's plot is amazing. It ends on a really sour note, which I really love. Like, the group's broken up. Han's in carbonite. Luke finds out Vader's his father. He loses his hand. Like, it's a fucking rough go. As a kid when I saw this, and I actually think I saw this in the theater with my mom, or I think I saw the last two in the theater. It was disgusting to me that Luke was Vader's son. Now you get older, you realize Vader's a way more complex character than that. Like, he's not just a villain. Like, he's got more going on. But that grossed me out because Darth Vader was the scariest, most evil guy on the planet, and for Luke to be related to him, like, grossed me out. It's fucking phenomenal. Grand Slam, unreal. I will put Return of the Jedi just below it. Now, I know Return gets a lot of flack for the Ewoks, which is its only real gripe. And I'm going to explain why the Ewoks are fucking cool. When we are introduced to the Ewoks, they're tribal. They basically have, like, jungle tech, spears and, rocks and all that shit. The first thing that happens is our party gets captured and they're going to be eaten by the fucking Ewoks. Now, they're cute and cuddly, but they're fucking savage. They were going to eat them. And even when they worship C-3PO as a god, and he threatens, don't fuck with my friends, they still go ahead and say, fuck you anyway. And on top of that, when the stormtroopers are fighting them in the jungle, it's a very Vietnam kind of thing, because on paper, the fucking stormtroopers in the Empire should clean house, and they don't. Because they use camouflage and surprise to defeat a much more technologically and strategically advanced opponent, because they're on their home turf. So you try fighting little short Ewoks that are hiding in trees and every fucking bush, and they come out and they throw bolos and drop rocks on you, and just, they're savage little fucks. As an adult, I watch them, I'm like, they're ferocious little shits. And yes, I know they're cute and cuddly, but that's completely betraying how fucking scary they are. And the whole thing at the end where the Empire, or the Emperor's watching Darth fight Luke, is just unreal. That whole space battle is unreal, and them trying to turn off the shield generator. Whole movie is fucking unreal. Phenomenal movie. But it only gets edged out by Empire, because Empire's literally perfect. Okay, so now we have the original trilogy to go through. I don't hate The Phantom Menace. I did when it first came out, but I've learned to like it more. We'll put it there. Now, what they should have told us, if George Lucas had said, okay, understand, guys, before you watch this, this is a kids movie, even though they always said Star Wars was for kids. It's way more graphic and violent and creepy than kids movies. It is got some really good parts to it. It's not Jake's fault. He's a kid actor. I mean, everyone, oh, you ruined Star Wars. No, he didn't. Lucas wrote it. Blame Lucas. Darth Maul was such a good add to the series, and we didn't see. He was so badass in the fucking 8 minutes we saw him. We fell in love with him. He's fucking good. And the whole thing with the prequel trilogy, you can shit on it all you want. And there's a lot of good reasons to shit on it. I'm not saying I can't defend Jar Jar. But what is perfect about these movies that carries through all three is the Emperor. If you just saw the Emperor scenes, he is fucking amazing in these movies. Like, unreal how good he is. The next one is Clone Wars. I'd put Clone Wars a little above. It's got a little more meat on the bone, but not much. And if you blame the acting, well, when George Lucas did these movies, he had someone to slap him, because if you actually read what he was going to do, a lot of his ideas are fucking stupid. He was going to make Yoda a giant alien. He was going to make Luke a dwarf. Like, he had all these weird fucking ideas. They're like, that sucks. Ooh, this Force thing? You know what I mean? But in these movies, they just gave him fucking carte blanche to write really cardboardy movies. So I've grown to like them more. And they do have some good stuff in them. But they're just, like, not up to par. You know what? Let's do this. We should really have a gap between these two. That's probably more appropriate. But it's not the actor's fault. George wrote all these, and he directed them. It's his baby. It's completely on him. Where are we now? The third one. Revenge of the Sith is really good, I found. A lot of good moments in it. If that's what that is, I think it is. The Emperor is flawless in all three of these movies, and that's the only reason why. I don't think I want that to touch that. That's going to go right here. There has to be a gap between these two, because it's just obvious change in quality. You could even put Phantom Menace down here and these two down here, but I'm going to give them a little credit, because they're not the worst movies I've ever seen. They're not bad. Now we're going to go into... I'm going to save Rogue One for later. We're going to go into The Force Awakens. Is that it? The Force Awakens. I thought The Force Awakens was not that great. Is that The Force Awakens? I can't tell. Let me see. What do we got here? That's the second one. Is that The Force Awakens? Maybe that is. That's the third one. Okay, we'll put those there. This movie is... everyone loved it when it came out. I didn't. And I'll tell you the reasons why. They rehashed the plot from the very first Star Wars movies. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this even down here. I actually don't like these new movies at all. And this was the best one of the group, and I didn't like it. Not that Rey wasn't a good character, or Finn wasn't a good character. I really liked, what's-his-face, Kylo Ren. He was cool. But here's the reason why these newer movies are not good. Because Rey is a watered-down Luke. Kylo is a watered-down Darth Vader. Snoke is a watered-down Emperor. The New Order are a watered-down Empire. Everything is just so much shittier than in the previous movies. Like, just completely watered down. It just had nothing for me. I just thought it was terrible. This movie here is going to stay right down here, because I didn't like this one. Because all the problems in this one are just worse in this one. Not that it didn't have some cool parts to it, and everyone shat on Leia for using the Force for a second. She was already Force sensitive. We already knew this. So that wasn't the problem. But the choices they made, like, Luke is literally just a crusty old man who can't really do anything anymore. You know, for a guy as powerful in the Force as he was, I mean, fucking Obi-Wan was more powerful at his age. I didn't like this movie at all, because it did the walkers, and you know, on that planet where it's salt, but it looks like snow and there's walkers. I'm like, you guys have zero ideas. Like, it's just terrible. And this one can actually stay right the fuck there, because I like this one the least out of the three. We just throw the Emperor in, and I wanted more Emperor, but it was just so fucking who gives a shit. Yeah, I don't like these three movies. I think they're all pretty bad. Because I rewatched this a couple of times to see if it changed my opinion. BB-8's kind of annoying. I didn't really like him, even though I think he's functional, but he's just too cute. Yeah. I could literally put this down here, but we'll put it just under the Phantom Menace because they actually tried on this one. The other two, fucking whatever. Now, Rogue One. Rogue One, and this is going to be a shocking thing, might be better than the original Star Wars because it's a war movie. Because these movies here, there's so many magical coincidences. Nobody dies. It's too perfect. It's too whatever. This movie here is like the old school Star Wars movies. There's a lot of bad shit that happens. Characters get wiped out constantly. It's dramatic. It's fucking great. It's action-packed. That whole part at the end where they're fucking trying to get into that shield. Oh my God, is that ever phenomenal. And they're fighting walkers on that planet. Oh my fucking God. And then then just to top everything off, after that, all that amazing shit happened. The main characters died. It's very Shakespearean. I did love that. There was no love story, which I also loved. They're just two people who really bonded, almost like brother and sister, more than like love interest. And I like that they kept it that way. Every movie does not have to have a love story. It'll detract from the thing. DeLuca was really good. Her partner, and that was fucking great. I love that guy. Nothing wrong with her as an actress either. I love this movie. And then Darth Vader comes back at the end, and we finally get to see Vader, like, because at the start of A New Hope, we're like, why is Vader so pissed off? Well, this shows you. They just got away with the plans, and he is fucking infuriated. So, I mean, you get why. Like, it makes sense. And that answered the one question everyone had. Why is there a giant weakness in the fucking Death Star? And, okay, you can shit on bringing back Tarkin if you want. I thought his CGI was really good. It was a good effort. Then deepfakes didn't exist. So if they did it now with deepfakes, it would be perfect. I loved it. I thought it was a fucking phenomenal movie. So I haven't seen Solo. I probably should. I haven't watched any of the Clone Wars. I haven't seen the Mando. I haven't seen any of this. Because I'm afraid I'm just going to be disappointed. But because there's only 4 movies out of 9 or 10 that I think have any value. You know, like... We'll put that above that. I think that's a good placement. It's just... George Lucas doesn't have it anymore. He's so comfortable. He doesn't need to write another great movie. So what needs to happen is what has been happening. The fans are writing movies and books and video games, and those are carrying Star Wars forward. But different shit needs to fucking happen. It can't always be the Death Star. And that's also another thing about The Force Awakens. Let's build a bigger Death Star, and they just blow it up again anyway. Like, Poe Dameron, I forgot, is nothing wrong with Oscar Isaac. I think he's a phenomenal actor. But he's a watered-down, half Luke, half Han. I mean, it's just, that's what I mean. These fucking newer Star Wars movies are just, they're just watered down. Everything's watered down. Everything sucks. And it could have been a lot better because Kylo Ren is a very interesting character. He's afraid he's going to turn to the light. I love that angle. And when we're in the theater watching The Force Awakens, I knew exactly what was going to happen because Ben gets confronted by Han, and the Wookiee's up there watching Chewie, and everything's silent, and someone's going to die here. First, I thought, just as a first snap reaction, I thought Kylo Ren was going to jump off the edge and kill himself. But then when that didn't happen, I was like, as soon as he stabbed Han, the theater gasped, and I went, yeah, I knew that was coming. Because everyone's watching, I knew something bad was going to happen. But anyway, yeah, that's my whole ranking on Star Wars. You know, agree, disagree, look up my nose, I don't care.